You've taken what's so dark from bodies torn apart. The field's a work of art, for us a new start. But I'm thinking lately that maybe you can't save me.
Is this another spiral?
Maybe.
A fun one, I hope. Tell me now, why can't I save you?
You have to take care of the fields and all this gore you hoard. Of course, the moles will never grow bored having you as their overlord.
Ah, it is a fun one. I love when you lose your gourd. First, you know Wolfram is a horde. Second, here we accept we live life in the salt-born, land-torn, and my people, they like me. Sabrina will like me too.
Sabrina will be comfortable. I will be comfortable. You will be comfortable.
An unfairly awarded epithet. Are you asking if I have no regret? Nothing is perfect. We take what we can get.
I don't get how you don't see what's yours to take. Opportunities are made, but here we lay. Once we make a move and Sabrina is here, Wolfram will not stay in place. It will be a race we can't afford to lose. No one can afford to lose against him. No one but you even has the opportunity to choose. You have a conduit. Why don't you use it?
Frida, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. Now show me these seeds of yours. I want them to be grown by the time Sabrina gets here.
Wake up to the jive of the bell. No sweat, now I'm feeling swell. Gee golly, it's a beautiful day. I'm gonna burn my troubles away. I'm going nuclear, light up the town. The walls that hold me, I'm melting down. I'm rising up like a mushroom cloud. I'm going nuclear, light up this town. That's right.
So who has a name for this cat? I was asked, and I could only come up with obscure mythological names, which were not appreciated.
Well, I mean, what about like a nice old lady name, like a Ruth
Oh, like a
or an
Gladys?
Ethel?
A Gladys.
Gladys,
Yeah.
Gloria.
Yeah. Mr. or Mrs. Whiskers always goes down well.
Yeah. Especially if you like add an Esquire at the end.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Pickles, Esquire.
Baroness Whiskers.
Yeah. No, I had one of my hedgehogs was Karina, the Duchess of Butterscotch.
Oh, that's good.
She was the color of butterscotch, and she already came with the name, and I had to squish them together. And she was a diva, so she was a duchess.
How about Derek?
Yes, I love a human name. I just like a human name on an animal.
Just call the cat Austin.
Yeah, Austin Jr. Oh my God, it's your child now.
I don't think that's how
It's
that's
your
going to work.
son or daughter. Love them. You can't let your child run on the street.
I wonder if anyone's ever named any of their pets after something from our show. I know people have gotten like Dice Funk tattoos and they've done Dice Funk cosplay, but I need someone to name their actual human baby one of our character names before I die.
Yeah, someone named her cat Lenora.
Do that thing. We get a house full of cats and name everyone after one of our characters.
Name every different cat, or each group of cats will have like their own like sanctuary. This is like the season 4 group of cats.
Are you a Dice Funk listener who runs a cat sanctuary and has to like name cats as they come in? Just name them all after Dice Funk characters. No one's gonna notice.
Are you thinking about redecorating the enrichment areas? Maybe make it Dice Funk themed.
Name your human son Bloodmaw.
Do it! Name your human son Bloodmaw! That's amazing! What if you named your dog my human son Bloodmaw?
All right, so last this adventure, the party was doing a very cool thing, which is basically going to be a protracted power fantasy in the vein of Wolfenstein, where we just get to righteously inflict violence on bad people and not feel complicated about it.
If this is basically going to be the Wolfenstein games, can I ask you to turn the difficulty down to easy mode to really ramp up the power fantasy? Because I just want to have nothing stand in my way.
Yeah, the first Wolfenstein had a good balance. I think the sequel fucked it up a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it shouldn't be difficult to fight Nazis.
Now, that's the game that, of course, talks down to you and doesn't have an easy mode. It has a Daddy Can I Play Now mode, I believe, where your character has a little baby bonnet and a pacifier.
Oh yeah, that's bullshit and shouldn't be a thing. You shouldn't shame people for picking easy mode, but also, I mean, I don't care if they try and shame me. I'm gonna play out in easy mode because it's real fun to just not have to worry sometimes when you're fighting Nazis.
The baby bonnet is supposed to be like fuck, I can't remember the word. Determined. But like in Animal Crossing, I literally like bought a baby bonnet today at the store.
Yeah, they're cute.
Because like, yeah, they're cute. Fuck off.
Joke's on you, Bethesda. That's someone's kink.
No, Austin, you ruined it.
But no, we ended the last episode with the party getting in the skiff and going to the iron mine to liberate the slaves there. Interestingly, the last thing that happened was we rolled and there was a crit and a botch along with the team's general success. So I'm going to have to set up a lot of things here before we get to the righteous violence.
Dinosaurs?
What about dinosaurs? What?
Are you going to have to set up dinosaurs?
That's season 10.
Put it down on the notes, everyone. Put it on the fan wikis. Get it there. Season 10, dinosaurs.
Okay, so there's two skiffs, the Thriller Bark and the Romance Dawn. The main NPCs are in the Thriller Bark and the player characters are in the Romance Dawn. That's the first thing to know. The second thing to know is that we're not actually going to the mine because we're attacking at night. So everyone's asleep in their quarters, which are just outside the mine. This, as an American from the South, I've gone on a lot of field trips to like plantations where slaves used to be. So I've seen all these buildings.
Oddly enough, I think there was a large section devoted to that in the Civil War Museum, which was right next to my high school.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been to museums here in Florida.
I have no experience with them other than looking at America and going, it's really weird that people book to have weddings at plantations. I don't understand that being a thing.
So
that shouldn't be a
weird.
thing. That's my only knowledge.
How are they so lacking in any kind of awareness?
It's extremely weird, but that's kind of where you're going. So it's under cover of night. There are all these almost like wooden cabins with all the mole slaves in them, row after row, very geometrically laid out. The important thing you see from a distance is there are two guard towers, and at the top of these guard towers there are guards with long bows who would be a big problem in this assault because they have the high ground, insert prequels meme joke, and also if you try to climb the ladder to fight them, they'll just shoot you through the skull during the long climb. So these people are a big problem. But because you crit, you're actually going to take care of them. I'm going to describe that in just a moment. We also have to keep in mind that you botched, so something bad's going to happen immediately after.
Cool.
But what if it didn't happen immediately after?
Indeed, I'll add my vote in. I think we outnumber Austin now.
It's a mutiny!
When you're approaching under these stars and these tall lookout towers with the long bowmen, the Thriller Bark is a very heavily armored, really nice skiff, and it goes through the support column of the guard tower at full speed as Young rams it and just shatters the bottom of the tower, which tips over and kills the long bowman immediately, just taking out this guard.
Break a leg!
Break a leg is the last thing that the longbowman hears before their feet
We break his legs!
Yeah, as they die. The Romance Dawn hits the support beam of its guard tower, which also shatters, also sending that longbowman to his death as the tower tips over. But because there was a botch, the Romance Dawn, which is much lighter, it careens off the support beam and begins barrel rolling across the salt flats, throwing all the party members overboard. Everyone, dexterity saving throw as you are ejected from the vehicle.
But I don't want to be ejected.
Then get a good roll.
17!
9.
7.
Wait, did mine go twice?
Yeah.
Mine went twice by accident.
Apparently
so-
the command /roll d20 doesn't... It's an invalid command. It doesn't exist.
Why don't you just use the dice roller in the UI?
Because I've never used the dice roller It's because I'm trying to roll the d20 in Skype rather than roll 20.
Jesus. Lauren, looks like you got a 9.
Yeah, I just saw that. I mean to do it twice, but I'll take that 9.
I got a 14.
So Vindrass is the only one who succeeds, which is very interesting because she has those Thri-kreen legs, of course. So I imagine, you can add some flavor to this, that you just leap like a cricket, just like a grasshopper from the rolling vehicle.
Exactly, and I've got multiple additional limbs, which makes it easier to sort of steady my fall as I come to a bit of a tumble.
Everyone else takes only 2 damage. Wow, a very lucky roll. So not that bad of a botch, all things considered. The Romance Dawn rolls over and over and over and comes to a rest next to a cabin. And now the 4 party members are in combat as the guards begin waking up, putting on their armor, grabbing their weapons, and they're going to come out to fight you. So this is now combat. Everyone roll initiative.
Cool. Oh no, I have to make choices. Oh no.
So I was looking for an icon for the slavers, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't controversial, whatever choice I made. So I think I made a smart choice. I picked something that no one can disagree with, represents slavery. We all are on the same page that this is a symbol of evil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, we
Yep.
see so many of them here.
No one could possibly disagree with this thing I've picked.
Yeah.
Nope, you have totally chosen a completely non-controversial symbol of oppression.
And what?
Well done,
listener,
Austin.
whatever you're picturing, yeah, that's it. Sure.
Yes, whatever you're picturing, it is the Confederate battle flag.
All right, so now let's fuck these slavers up, because these are almost all human and dwarf slavers who come out. These are not cool people. These are not people who are particularly impressive in combat. They're just like the middle-aged kind of guys who in our world run like used car dealerships and you are just like mean to service workers and waiters. They're just fucking random assholes. And they're now going to try to kill you. So it's up to you what to do.
Okay, so, I like to shoot arrows.
You don't even have any arrows.
Oh, I don't. I like to shoot quills. Do I have quills?
Of course you do.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. These guys are humanoids, I'm assuming.
Yep, humans and dwarves.
Humans and dwarves, so that's fun. So I'm gonna roll 2 attacks, because I'm gonna do a me, and then a second one, and then I wanted to use Sandra to cast Hunter's Mark on the one that I've already shot at for my bonus action.
Okay, so there's one enemy. The enemy is slavers. It's a collective enemy, like in the monster manual, swarm of bats.
Okay.
Or a swarm of rats, or a swarm of cats. All this kind of enemy. So
Swarm
you can
of assholes we don't have to feel bad about killing.
you can hunter's mark the whole group essentially, and then attack it.
Cool. All right. So I did that, and I rolled 2 attacks. I got a 16 and a 12.
Both of those hit.
10, 5, 15, 26.
All right, 26 is a lot of damage.
Yay! I did it.
Yeah, you might not be surprised that they have 88 health as a collective enemy.
That's honestly, that sounds like not as much as I was expecting.
All right, Vindrass, it's your turn.
Vindrass thrives at night, doesn't need a sleep, she's ready for this. She's going to use a bonus action to summon a spiritual weapon. Let's get that glowing spiritual version of the axe baloney going, and let's do a big swing, see if we can hit how many people we can hit, hopefully. 18, does 18 hit?
Sure does.
8 damage. Not a great start, but we're moving, we're going.
Yeah, so together, Vindrass and Lola, the first 2 turns, can you paint me a picture of this? So you do like dust yourself off, Lola. Vindrass, you jumped free of the rolling skiff, and then dwarves and humans begin like running out of their cabins, like pulling their armor on, trying to unsheath their weapons, rub sleep from their eyes. What exactly are you doing here? Make sure that you incorporate Sandra the Chalks into this.
Yes. So I just start, sniping slavers, right? And what I think, please allow me to do this. But Bradley, the Pangloris, is kind of a grappling hook, right? I want to use Bradley to like whip out Sandra to peck like one of the guards in the face, and that's Hunter's mark. So Sandra goes flying into somebody's face, pecks him a bunch, and then gets Yoshi'd back by Bradley, the Pangloris.
While all of this ridiculous is going on,
Just look at me like a bird at you.
Vindrass is attempting to like trying to be someone like a kid pretending to be like a ninja, ducking between the shadows, being like, "Oh, I can see totally well. I am awake. I am alert. Here we go." Dashing from shadow to shadow until it's just, okay, here is a big axe swinging right through the group. Before you know it, suddenly there is an axe in your midst.
I like to think we turn and see each other and give each other finger guns, because we're both being very cool.
I think if Lola's doing the finger guns, I think Vindrass just does the subdued nod back, like the, yeah.
Oh, the cowboy nod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Gentleman Bramwell, it's your turn.
All right, so Gentleman Bramwell is going to hop upon Preposterous and is going to ride Preposterous into battle so that the moose also charges into this. So I'm going to roll at least 3 attacks,
Yikes.
one of which will be Preposterous.
Sick.
So 14,
Hits.
and then 26,
Hits.
and a 10.
Does not.
And then I'm going to use my extra attack, so I will roll on that again. So 13.
Hits.
All right. So it's going to be 35 damage.
Wow, you more than doubled the damage that's been done so far.
That's so much damage.
That's
That's a lot of damage.
69 damage so far. Nice.
Nice.
And I would like to flavor it that Gentleman Bramwell hops on Preposterous, and Preposterous does like the crit animation for Paladins and Fire Emblem 7, where like it charges in place for a moment and then just storms through, and they rip through people because it's an experienced Nightman. These are like nutnik idiots, so I don't know, tactics and some shit.
Yeah, when you're reading the high fantasy epic novel, some George R.R. Martin shit, and it's like, yeah, he did tactics. What do you want? Fuck you.
I skip half the chapter, and I'm like, tactics and shit, and then I'm like, and feast and shit, and then the chapter's done, and you're like, wow, this 1,700 page book was really easy to read.
Khorton, it's your turn.
All right. So Khorton is running straight for the tool storage.
Interesting.
Ooh.
And upon arrival, going to, well, I assume it's locked, so he's going to have to break that open in some way, I would assume.
Yeah. So we're improving here. This is exactly the kind of shit I fucking love. Just tell me what goes on, and I'll tell you what to roll.
All right. So, Khorton's going to get to the shed and try to break the lock on the tool shed with his long sword.
All right. So that's just an
The
attack.
butt of the sword. Yep. 8.
Yeah, that's not going to be enough to break the padlock, but that's your action. You still have a bonus action as a bard.
Yeah.
Anything to do with it? Normally, bards attack with their action and then use vicious mockery as a bonus.
Yeah, but he doesn't have vicious mockery.
Dice funk.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Hey, you don't come to us for being good at the game. You come because you love us. We're great.
All right. So right now, Khorton is trying to smash the padlock off a tool shed, and it is the slavers' turn. They are going to attack each of you in turn. Lola, 12.
No.
Vindrass, 3.
No.
Losers.
Bramwell, 9.
They're so bad.
Conrad crit.
13.
Oh, okay. Well, that still hits.
Oh no.
Of all the... Yeah. Sucks to be
That's
fucking
hilarious.
Khorton.
It really does.
5 damage as one of them slashes you across the back with a short sword. I don't know if they recognize you in the dark. Maybe when you turn, they go like, huh? And then it's back to Lola.
So I like shooting. It's fun. So I'm going to do that again. And for my third animal thingy, what I would like to do is shoot one of the arrows at the padlock to help Khorton.
Ooh, fun.
That's fun. So arrow time. Do I have to roll against the door?
Yep.
Okay, I was just making sure. Okay, it should only be 7 for the last one, because the door is not a humanoid. So 28.
28
12.
not only hits, but I think you perfectly put a quill into the lock on the padlock and somehow pick it.
Yeah, that's very cool. I did that. That was my idea. That's what I meant to do all along.
The dice are so in favor of Lola's crossbow shit this season. It feels like you're almost the conduit of crossbow.
It's very fun. I was like, oh no, not really a spellcaster, and then just like pew 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 pew, killing everybody. So then, for my regular attacks, that'd be a 12 and a 20, and that's 17. Ignore that. That's the wrong thing.
Oh, yeah, those both hit.
Oh, wow. All right. And so I have to roll a bunch of damage again. 18.
18 damage. Wow. So Lola shoots the padlock out and then goes back to shooting slavers. Just an incredible amount of damage. Vindrass, you see the padlock explode on the tool shed and the door, just slowly creak open as Khorton turns to face his attacker. But you have a clear shot to the shed if you want.
Sure, I'll take this ball and run with it. What do we find in the shed?
Conrad, what's in the shed? We didn't discuss this before for the audience. This is just improv we're doing.
They're tools. They're picks for mining. It's an iron mine. The goal is to have these available so that the slaves can join us in fighting the slavers. These are their
wonderful.
weapons.
In that case, is it worth Vindrass perhaps going to attempt to start rousing some of the miners?
You're quick, bouncing from one to another would.
Yeah, your big jumpy legs.
Yeah, Vindrass is going to try and head over to start waking up some miners and telling them, hey, do you want to not be here? You got a good chance right now.
All right, that's advantage on your athletics, I believe, because you're going to use your big, powerful jumping legs as a Thrycreen.
13 and 14. Is 14 sufficient?
Yeah, 14, and also you're telepathic, so you can just be broadcasting to everyone, just like, weapons in the shed, or however you want to flavor that.
Weapons in the shed and some very strong people kicking ass outside. Now's a good time to help out.
All right, gentlemen, Bramwell. Your turn. All the moles here are starting to arm themselves as well, so the tide is turned firmly in your favor.
All right. I'm going to make a bunch of attacks. 21, 12, and 15.
Oh, yeah, all those hit.
29 damage, and I want Bramwell to be just riding preposterous through this swath of people, and they're sort of untrained and unexperienced, and I want him to be breaking any kind of formation they have, so they're all just being like pushed out in very exposed positions.
Yeah, the collective enemy slavers has no more hit points left, so they are defeated, but I don't think fictionally you've killed them all. The ones that are left are so thoroughly demoralized by having all their friends slaughtered in front of them in the middle of the night. They just start running off, like in every direction, screaming because they are thoroughly crushed. In the background, of course, the crew of the Thriller Bark have also been fighting, but they're taking care of people outside of your immediate area just to keep them off your back. So you have a moment to regroup here. Does anyone want to do anything? Because this isn't over. Just you have broken the first wave.
How y'all doing on health? We good? Anybody need a kiss of bumble sloth?
Khorton's going to pull Bramwell and Vindrass in close, Bramwell and Lola in close, and put his arms around them and cast heroism.
What does that do?
You're imbued with bravery. You're immune to fear, immune to fear, and you get temporary hit points at the start of each turn. and so you get 4 bonus hit points at the start of your turn.
Hell yeah.
All right. So is there some particular flavor you want to give this? Because Khorton, you usually cast your spells with glossolalia, but that's kind of part of your fake cult persona. Now that you have the loot and you have gone through some trials and tribulations, are you using that for spellcasting now, or is there something else?
No, he's still relying on the glossolalia, but he's also, just touching those backs. Just rubbing those backs. Real gentle. Yeah. Real calming like. It's not, creepy.
No, I feel much more confident and relaxed now. Wow.
Right, because you're incapable of fear under this effect. Exactly.
Wow, I know. What's fear? I ain't be afraid of anything ever.
All right, as the party gets their heroism on, you hear Staples yell from the Thriller Bark, "We got skiffs incoming! I'm excited! They look fun to kill!"
Can I have Gentleman Bramwell ride out to see these people?
Yeah, as the only mounted unit, that it does seem appropriate. You see there are 3 skiffs coming. These people seem to have come from the private manor of the mine owner, which is a little bit away from this camp. So the person in charge of the camp has woken up and has brought their private bodyguards out here. There's 3 skiffs. There's the big one that the owner is in, and there's 2 other ones that are like guarding it.
Can I jump into the air off of Preposterous and superhero punch the ground and use the special ability of the Doomguard Cestus to cast Earthquake?
Okay. Wow, this has really gotten boss. I did not see that coming. Yeah, hold on. Let me think how that would even work. I guess I'm going to make Constitution saves for these skiffs, but with disadvantage because logically earthquakes are very bad on moving vehicles. 10, that's not going to do it. Okay, so here's what happens. There's 3 skiffs incoming. I was going to set up some time here where you can maybe fortify some defenses. You could maybe flip the Romance Dawn back over to try to do some like ship-to-ship combat, but Bramwell just goes out there, jumps off of Preposterous, and punches the ground with his cestises, these gloves he got from the Eon last episode. They're made of this heavy black metal. They have blades which are glowing with like evil magic that like ripples around them. He punches the ground so hard, he immediately flips all 3 vehicles.
We're very good at fighting.
And so slavers go everywhere. And I'm going to say the Thriller Bark is going to engage most of the minions. The thing you have to worry about is the creature which emerges from the lead skiff.
What is it?
Oh, it's a monster which will strike fear into the hearts of our heroes.
Oh, is it going to be cute?
It's a Geodude.
Is that a Geodude?
This is an iron elemental. It is a big piece of iron, like the size of a human body, but with big eyes on the front, and it has like 2 humanoid arms, which it uses to crawl across the salt.
So it's Geodude.
Yeah, you say it's an iron thing. It's a Geodude.
Say it's Geodude.
It's
Don't lie.
Listen, it's a cool Geodude. It's not a regular Geodude. It's a cool Geodude.
It's not a regular. I'm not a regular Geodude. I'm a cool Geodude.
It's a lowland Geodude when it gets steel typing.
As it pulls itself out of the wreckage of the skiff, it grabs a pair of giant sunglasses and puts them on because it's a cool Geodude.
Are they like common sunglasses though?
Yeah, they're cool pointed red sunglasses. But that's the first.
So he's got to die then, right? Oh wait, spoiler.
Can we maybe get some water and rust this motherfucker?
I was gonna say, can we just like erode him with time?
Well, that's up to you. So we're still in the order. Lola, you're up first. Right now, the iron elemental is the main thing you have to fight. I'm going to say the Thriller Bark are fighting the remaining slavers. So really, there's only one enemy for you to worry about. What do you do?
What I'm going to do is cast Spike Growth, which is I can do up to 150 feet away. I'm going to do it like between us and the very cool Geodude, the VCGD.
Very cool Geodude.
VCJD. And I'm gonna cast Spike Growth. So, because you said the way it was moving itself was by like bouncing like a seal, right? With its
pulling itself across the salt with its 2 big arms. Yeah.
Perfect. So, it's the ground looks normal. and if he didn't see me cast it, has to make a perception check to recognize the area as hazardous terrain. But if he moves into the area, he gets hurt, takes some piercing damage. Well, I guess that probably doesn't do much, but because he's iron. But it's hazardous terrain, which will make it harder for him to get here.
All right, so Lola makes the area around the iron elemental spiky. Vindrass, it's your turn.
My plan for Vindrass is to get her to leap up as high as possible, just regular vertical leap, to try and get as good an aerial view of what's coming as possible to collect information, with the intention to then psychically send that out to everyone else and go, hey, look, this is roughly the size of group we've got, here's the direction, here's how spread out they are, here's, just try and give it some form of advantageous position to everyone else.
Yep, roll perception to see the battlefield.
6.
Yep, you don't see much. There's some slavers around here, but the crew of the Thriller Bark are fighting them. There's the Iron Elemental, and somewhere in the wreckage of the skiff, there is the owner of the mine. But that's all you know. You don't see anything else interesting. It seems like you're in a boss fight against an Iron Elemental.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to go just try and make some ground on that Iron Elemental with the intention of hitting it real hard with my special axe.
I almost Googled how do you fight iron, and so that's how smart I am.
Gentleman Bramwell, you are now off Preposterous. You're kind of rising out of your cool superhero pose after you punch the ground. The magic on the gloves kind of slowly winds down. It goes like, and like fades out because you cannot use them again until they recharge next arc.
Yep. All right, so I will use my Knight feature, Born in the Saddle. So mounting a creature only costs 5 feet of my movement. So I'm going to mount up on top of Preposterous. I'm going to have Preposterous charge into this thing. I'm going to have it attempt to ram it and knock it prone.
Interesting, yeah.
I don't know if it's going to work. It's a big thing of metal, but we're going to try it. So 11. So I think that's a miss.
That's a big miss.
That's a big miss. He's going to try though. He's hoping if nothing else he can distract it. I will. I'll put my my mark on it, which made me vomit in my mouth a little bit, but I could do it.
Why is that for the audience?
So the knight has an ability as well called implacable or implacable? Implacable. Implacable mark, which basically marks, quote unquote, a creature, mean if they try to attack someone who's not you, then they would get disadvantage with it. The reason I almost vomited is because that was a main mechanic in the previous edition of 4E, which gives me war flashbacks every time I think about it. So it's very scarring, but I'm going to do this for the team.
Yeah. In 4th edition, there was a lot of marking and pushing and pulling. There's a lot of grid-based shenanigans. In 5th edition...
Did you remember your bonus? Did you remember the +2 that I was supposed to get? I used my attack that gave you a +2, so that attack should have hit, shouldn't it? But they were being blinded by the sun, so that's a -1. So...
All right, so Preposterous tries to headbutt the Iron Elemental, knock it over, and it just stares you right dead in the eye, or at least the moose dead in the eye, and just does not budge an inch. Khorton, it's your turn.
So Khorton's going to try and stay out of the fray, but with a bonus action, I'm going to give a Bardic Inspiration die to Lola.
Hell yeah! I love stuff.
We've been through a whole round of combat, and no one has damaged the Iron Elemental. So now it is its turn. The immediate threat is going to be, of course, Gentleman Bramwell and Preposterous. So the Iron Elemental attempts to flatten you with its giant iron fists.
The immortal iron fists?
15 and 23.
Those will both hit.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
24 damage, Bramwell.
Okie dokie. I'm still up.
Yep, it does just an overhand, like double, what's that called? The double axe handle?
Yes.
Yeah, like an axe handle.
Yeah, so the rest, like, it basically like laces its fingers together, raises them above its head, and just tries to chop you down. It hurts like hell. It's basically like being hit by a small car, is in terms of damage. Also, on an enemy's turn, the door to the skiff, which has turned over, gets blown off, and someone begins walking out of like the smoking wreckage that
No.
Bramwell caused with his gauntlets.
Who is it?
You see a human man walk out. He is dressed in much finer clothing than the rest of the slavers. In fact,
Oh, okay.
I would
a cop, landlord.
yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm here now.
The famous evil creatures from D&D: demon, devil, landlord.
Don't.
This man is in an all white suit, big straw hat. He's got a cane.
Just fucking Colonel Sanders.
I mean, knowing Gary Gygax, the tax man probably was in a monster manual at some point.
Yeah, knowing how much Gary Gygax sucks ass.
Colonel Sanders is a slaver.
Colonel Sanders. We can't make this character literally Colonel Sanders.
I think we'll get sued.
I mean, you say we can't.
Yeah, well, they've made everybody else Colonel Sanders by now.
And really wasted an opportunity having a Super Bowl commercial where all of them were in the same video fighting each other for the true Colonel Sanders. That was just money left on the table.
Honestly, I was kind of here for, was it Vincent Carthezia? Is that his name? Pete from Mad Men? He was a pretty good Colonel Sanders. I don't know why.
I don't know why either, but this man steps out, and you know this person.
What if he knew? He's Pete from Mad Men. Peter Campbell.
Okay, Pete from Mad Men in a Colonel Sanders outfit. This is so esoteric. I hope everyone understands what the fuck we're talking about. Sorry to our listeners in countries
Watch
with different
Mad
culture.
Men. It's good.
Oh, come on. Everyone knows the Colonel. The Colonel's international.
Okay, Khorton, you recognize this man immediately. This is Mr. Hendricks, the mine owner. You fucked his wife, like, a lot.
A lot.
Saying it like that is very mean, but like in a good way.
A lot. He has his cane he uses kind of like to pull himself out of the wreckage of the skiff, and he sees you, your eyes lock, and he just says, You. That is going to be Compelled Duel, a spell he casts on you with his charisma. You need to make I believe, a wisdom save.
You sure it's not charisma?
I'm very sure.
All right, well, I thought I should check. 17.
That saves, actually. So I'm going to read Compelled Duel to the audience. You attempt to compel a creature into a duel. One creature that you can see must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is drawn to you, compelled by your divine demand.
And his wife was compelled by mine, so what the hell? Hey-o!
So now it's back to Lola. Lola, there are now two enemies. There is Mr. Hendricks, the mine owner, and the Iron Elemental.
All right, so I'd like to do first, what do I roll to know about iron elementals?
Nature.
Fuck, I knew it. Well, I'm gonna do that. I botched.
You botched. That's fun. I think you think they're weak to fire.
Okay, hey everybody, they're weak to fire.
That can't be right.
What a shame I don't have any fire attacks, or I would definitely follow that advice.
Yeah, I don't either. We should find some fire. You need to get on that. And then I'm gonna shoot Mr. Hendricks twice.
Okay.
Cause I don't know what to do to this iron elemental, but I do know how to shoot a man. Did it go? Okay, so there's a 13 and an 18, and do those hit?
Only the 18.
All right, well, I'll take it. So I would like, you said he has a hat.
Yep.
I would like to shoot off his hat.
Fun.
I did 5 damage. Can I take his hat?
Yeah, we'll say it's 5 psychic damage from losing his hat, as he has wounded his pride.
Yeah, I shoot that through the hat. His pride is wounded, and then he doesn't have a hat anymore also.
All right, that was your turn, Lola. Vindrass, it's your turn.
Am I close enough to start wailing on this iron elemental now?
Yep.
Yeah, let's get hitting it with the big swings. Come on, let's get some good rolls.
Hey, bada.
21, that's probably gonna hit.
It is.
Lovely.
Now, is this your spiritual weapon?
This is my spiritual weapon.
All right, what kind of damage does that do?
I need to check what kind of damage that does.
Yeah, I feel like the axe and the hammer are like the only things that could actually hurt that guy, right?
Force damage.
Force damage. Okay.
On a hit, the target takes force damage equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Yeah.
That's very lucky because that's one of the only things that's going to hurt this guy.
Oh, I assumed that force damage wouldn't hurt it. I thought that was on the bad list. 14. That is a crit. That is 14 damage.
I was gonna say, force damage in 5e is kind of like non-specific magical damage as opposed to like the idea, like magic missile is force damage, I believe.
Okay, I hear the word force and I assume it's like you punched it real good.
Yeah, that's bludgeoning damage according to the
course,
game
yeah.
mechanics.
I mean, you do hit metal with a big hammer,
Well,
so I feel like
Yeah. Well, in that case,
that makes sense.
I swing my glowing magical imitation axe baloney for 14 force damage.
Nice, yeah. So the spiritual weapon's over your physical weapon, and as the magical weapon hits and actually damages the iron elemental, your real weapon inside of it just kind of dings off uselessly. And I think you realize like that's the only thing that's going to hurt this creature that you can do.
Hooray! I have something I can do.
Gentleman Bramwell.
Then with that, I think the only thing I can really do is just try to be a bit of a shield then. So I'm going to make 2 attacks against it, not really trying to hurt it so much, but to keep the mark on it so it feels compelled to keep attacking me.
Yeah, it definitely does. Do you want to take the dodge action to make it harder for it to hit you?
Well, I crit, so I kind of want to do that.
Uh-huh.
And then I crit twice.
Oh my god!
Okay, so you crit twice on something that does 0 damage. I want to give you something because the mathematics on this are fucking wild. Chris, can you paint me a picture of a double crit here that is not damage per se, but something? Let's really get into the mind realm.
What if you hit him so hard he gets stuck in the ground?
No, I mean, Lauren, that's not a bad idea. The ground, right? You're on a salt flat. We know that underneath the layer of salt is stuff. There is stuff out here.
Yeah, no, I was being serious. Smack him into the ground like a little bitch.
Basically, I want to almost sort of take a shot from him to like kind of create an opening where I want Bramwell to take the gentleman's greeting and to hammer it. Oh wait, does this thing have legs?
No.
All right, it's a stupid Geodude. All right, then I want to wait.
He doesn't even fly.
I want to wait for it to do a punch then, and then I want to swing the gentleman's greeting down on its elbow to basically hammer its fist into the ground and nail it into the ground.
You also used your gauntlets on the ground, so the ground is completely covered in like these fissures and cracks. What I want from you is like specifically, I think there's something underneath the salt that once you break the layer, it can actually be used to do damage here. Like what interesting things could be buried under the salt here? It can be anything.
A lawnmower.
A semi-truck full of mannequin parts.
Fireworks stand.
I'm very curious why that would be helpful, Conrad.
Oh no, you said damage.
Local honey stand.
Come on, if you found a semi-truck full of unassembled mannequin parts underneath a salt flat, wouldn't you be a little damaged by that experience?
Yeah, I would be a bit damaged by that experience.
I don't know. I don't like the kink shame.
Incense company storage house. I don't know.
I was saying steam, like a big steam vent. I don't know if that would get it hot enough that it would actually do damage, though.
Ooh, an onsen.
Oh, a hot springs.
Spring episode.
There's an entire hot springs arc this season. You've seen the map. Why are we doing this?
What if there's a beach underneath there and we'll have the beach episode?
Or what if underneath of it is just a big sinkhole?
Oh, I know what it is. I know the answer. A certain character's mother we've been looking for is under the salt flat. Just chilling.
So what if the Geodude has to cook for everybody when we're camping, but it turns out to be really gross?
That's very funny that you said sinkhole and beach, because I think when you put them together, you get deep hole full of
Florida.
water. Florida, very funny. And I think if an iron elemental is so fucking heavy, if you put it into even a couple feet of water, it sinks to the bottom and will just simply drown.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mean, but yeah, what else is it gonna do?
I mean, with a double crit, Bramwell can basically declare that to be true if he wants to.
Yeah, I rewrite reality. My stand came out and and points down, and all the gravity hits it. It falls into a hole that I made, and there's water at the bottom, and it drowns. And I don't know, like Under the Sea plays while it's happening, so it's fun for us, but bad for him.
It's like a gritty, slowed down version, though.
No, I want it to die to a song it loves, to just take one last thing from it as it all goes.
Well,
to
wait,
the
would
end.
its song it loves be like the Pokey Rap?
I mean, we all have a lot of songs we love. Mostly works by Phil Collins. But it just needs to die to something it wants.
Oh my god, what's wrong with that?
It just plays the entirety of Pink Floyd's The Wall while it's down there.
A little overrated, not gonna
No,
lie.
animals.
Okay, so basically Vindrass and Bramwell are dueling this Iron Elemental. These are the two heaviest hitters, Bramwell with his giant hammer, Vindrass with her spiritual axe. And they're wailing on this thing, but it's just that its defenses are simply too much. And then Bramwell does this cool move, hammers its arm through the ground to open up a sinkhole. You see there's all this water down there. And then with your other crit, just bash the ground with your hammer, sending it flying down into the watery depths of this sinkhole where it just drowns.
Cool.
Badass.
And I get 4 temporary hit points.
I successfully hit something once. I contributed. Woo.
You did.
So right now it is Khorton's turn, and there is only one person left, Mr. Hendricks, with his cane and his hat, which has been shot off and pinned to the skiff.
No hat now.
All right.
I'm gonna steal that hat later.
Well, so you're gonna have to lose the temporary hit points because I gotta drop the heroism. I'm gonna cast sleep. So Khorton's gonna pull the lute out and start playing it. Go to sleep, Hendrix man, like you did all those nights when I would visit your wife's chambers and make her feel alive again.
Oh.
This poor man, his soul.
34.
Ooh, that's so close, but actually not enough. So
Oh no.
the way sleep works is it targets the creatures with the lowest health, and there are these slavers around. So the way I'm flavoring this is, right now, Staples, Zur, Weaver, and Young are fighting slavers in the background, and then suddenly all those people just keel over. All around you, just like dominoes, collapse. And now Mr. Hendricks looks around. It's just him versus Zur, Weaver, Staples, Young, Gentleman Bramwell, Khorton, Vindrass, and Lola. And he just kind of wipes his brow with his handkerchief. He has like a really gaudy handkerchief in his pocket. He just like dabs his brow and just says, "Well, what do you say we settle this mano a mano for old time's sake?" And he draws like he pulls up on his cane, revealing it's a sword cane.
I knew it.
And he just kind of holds it out in like a fencer's pose. He wants to duel you personally, Khorton, for his wife's honor.
I don't want to shoot him in the nose.
His wife has no honor.
I mean, so this is pure role play. So if you want to say that and then Lola shoots him in the head, that's a perfectly legitimate thing.
Yeah.
Want me to shoot him?
Oh, yeah, feel free. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the slaves could tear him limb from limb. Doesn't matter to me. Oh, wait, sorry, one question. How's your boy?
Okay, yeah. So Lola goes to shoot him in the head, and you say, hold on. One question, how's your boy? And he says, "Thank the God King, he lived. Some funny ideas, though. Too much time around you. Didn't care much for his duties anymore. Set off to try to be an artist or something. Damned fool."
Oh, well, so there is a happy ending. All right, now you can shoot him.
I rolled a 28 and an 18.
I mean, you blow his head clean off unless you want to do something particularly fancy, Lola.
No, it's can I blow up everything but his nose? and then Khorton could have his nose.
That's so gross.
He doesn't have one. Maybe he'd like it later. There's magic. You get a nose attachment.
It's like one of those machine gun things, but quills just around the
except for
nose,
the
and the whole
nose.
rest of the skull explodes out.
It just lands perfectly in your hands. Just the nose.
So when he sees he's outnumbered 8-1, he tries to challenge you to an honorable duel. You learn that his son you saved has basically had a distaste for slavery because of his experience with you and left the family to try to become an artist. And then Lola just riddles him with quills, and he dies.
Sucks to suck.
Now, you just got to get all these former slaves on this boat.
Yeah, time for a dramatic speech or something, rousing them all to your cause.
No. I think if they want to come, they'll come.
A bold choice. Let's cut to Sabrina.
Oh, right. I gotta add 2 of those.
So, Chris, last episode, you, under Amy's nose, freed her prisoner, Lima Day, the Eon, and took her back to the Aethar camp where an army is gathering to attack the Gore Fields. Very, very ballsy move.
The way you say it makes it sound like that was something I shouldn't have done.
I think it's a fascinating choice, and I love it.
Okay. But it's an easy choice, right? Like, there's no real consequences to it, right?
That's how Dice Funk works. There's no
Okay,
consequences to any decisions.
Cool. I dig it.
So as Sabrina follows Lima back to the Aethar camp, you kind of come over a salt ridge, and you see in the darkness here, in kind of a lower lands, there's a bunch of skiffs hidden because Admiral Day, the leader of the Aethar forces, they're an admiral, not a general. Like their specialty is in mounted combat, is in vehicles. So they have all these different skiffs. And you see like basically a fleet of skiffs, mostly crewed by big frog people and big robot people, which are the 2 main kind of people who are in the Aethar. Their leader is going to be very shocking to you. I'm going to put a picture in the Roll20 and we can kind of talk about what it looks like.
What does it look like?
That's
Lambst?
that's just a cape with the universe inside it.
See, this amuses me because there's a manga I read called A Gravity Boys where there is a character who looks exactly like this who solely shows up to fuck with people. Like, it's a comedy series, and that's all they do, is they show up to just create mean situations because they find it amusing to screw with humans. So, I'm distrustful of this character already.
What I'm looking at is just, what if the infiniteness of the cosmos decided to wear a snazzy jacket? Like a snazzy hooded cape?
I assume this is like a Marvel representation of a higher being or something like that.
Yeah, so this picture is from Pathfinder. It's an Eon, the same species as Lima, but a different kind of Eon, specifically a Pleroma, which is a term from Gnosticism. I don't have to explain it. Not relevant to the plot. But it's a human-shaped...
But you want to. I could hear it in your voice.
Yeah,
you
why
want
would
to
you even
explain
say it if you didn't want to bring it up?
Oh, you know I want to talk about it, but we'll be here for 20 minutes because I had to explain a lot of other concepts to explain what Pleroma is. But the point is...
All right, guys, donate to the Patreon to get that special bonus episode where Austin just explains this entire thing's fucking backstory to you for 30 minutes straight.
But its body, as Laura said, is kind of made out of the universe. The best way to describe it is if you looked up at the night sky in a really rural place where you could see all the stars and the nebula, the gas clouds of the galaxies. If you just cut a human shape out of the most brilliant part of the sky, it's like it has a physical body. You could reach over and touch this person, but its flesh is made out of like the night sky in a way, and you get the feeling if you cut this person, they would bleed some kind of magical fluid or light, probably. So
Fluid.
sorry about saying fluid. They're very ethereal. But rather than the cloak that they have in this Pathfinder art, they are wearing like an admiral's uniform, almost like a sailor uniform.
Little
Wait,
sailor
wait,
outfit.
Like blue and white, little hat, little sailor collar.
What if they were wearing like a cool Sailor Moon outfit?
No.
Like a little daddy's boy outfit or whatever that
like a
musical
little
was.
anything goes. Like
This is Admiral Day, she, her pronouns. This is Lima's mom. Lima runs up and hugs her as the Admiral kind of turns to face you, Sabrina. You're 10 years old. All around you are 6-foot tall robots and toads. There's a robot toad, and then there's this person made out of space. So you feel pretty overmatched. I would say if you tried to initiate combat, you would explode and die.
You say that. This is maybe the coolest thing in the world. Just surrounded by robots and cool cosmic
And
shit.
frogs.
This is the best day ever.
All right, yeah, I was going to say if this was anybody else, I might have you roll to resist the effect fear. But if you like it, then that's a legitimate character choice.
Yeah.
As you approach, you see Lima hug her mother, and the Admiral turns towards you. And the way that Pleroma communicate is essentially by beaming images into your mind. You see like a beautiful field, a grassy field. The sun's just right. The temperature's just right. You see like a cute dog just like sniffing around. Its little face is all happy and its tail is wagging. You see like a home-cooked meal. And even though these images don't mean specific words to you, you get the exact understanding of its message, which is just, thank you for bringing my daughter back.
Oh, you're welcome. I thought, it's only right for kids to be able to be with their mom.
Once again, Admiral Day beams images into your mind. You see like battle plans. You see armies marching. You see bodies like strewn across a landscape after a battle. And the message that is communicated to you is just simply, what do you think you're doing? What do you hope to accomplish?
I guess I'll open by saying, do you know who I am?
You feel like a psychic hand in your mind. This is almost like what Vindrass did to Lima last episode. Just like she just looks at your thoughts and you can't resist this. And she just, yes, is the answer. She knows exactly who you are.
Well, I'm here because I want to work out a deal. We don't have to fight each other. We could be on the same side since we're both after the same person, the God King.
At the mention of the God King, Admiral Day holds out a hand and a sword goes like flying across the flats out of the darkness, and it like slaps into her hand. She catches it and it bursts into brilliant green flame.
Yeah, nobody really likes him. So we're on the same page about that.
You get an image of the army attacking the Gore Fields. You get images of Amy, your sister, and Duke Pendergrass being taken away in chains. And you get an image of the people over, like you see Genasi in the castle throwing your father overboard.
Well, so you've got it about half right, but you don't need to do that first part.
I think at this point, Lima turns to you and says,
sorry about this, Sabrina. Arguing with my mother is, historically speaking, not a very fruitful endeavor. I mean, good luck to you, little one. Like, that's a cool, chill thing that you're trying, but, yikes.
It would be most beneficial to all of us to form an alliance, a group that can work together towards one common goal of taking down the God King. And attacking right now tips your hand too early.
You get images of Duke Pendergrass and all the moles working for him. You see people raising statues to him. You see his image in stained glass in a church. You see people bowing to him, doing like genuflection, very Catholic. And you just feel Admiral Day's rising anger at Duke Pendergrass's existence.
Yeah, he's smelly and is kind of dumb, but he shouldn't die because of it.
You see Duke Pendergrass and Amy in chains, specifically. You do not see them being executed.
Then what would you do with them?
You see them being put in a dungeon in some other country as they are whisked away.
So why can't you allow someone who has a conduit that uses it for good?
Okay, so actually I'm going to need you to make a saving throw here as images of atrocities are beamed into your head. Slavery, genocide, torture.
Oh, come on. I'm a child. Why would you do that to me?
Because you asked.
So was that a charisma saving throw?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I thought it would be something worse. I got a 12.
That's not going to do it. No, I was looking for 15. I think, Sabrina, you are shaken by Admiral Day showing you all the atrocities committed by conduits over the years. They're very bad. The Aethar basically don't believe there is such a thing as a good god, and if there is, they are completely outweighed by the evil ones, or their deeds are, at least.
Why don't you want to work with someone who's already on your side?
I think Admiral Day beams to you images of the last attempt the Aethar had to overthrow the God King, and a bunch of like local people they partnered with and strategies they tried, and them being soundly defeated and many people losing their lives. And so essentially the message you get is, we've tried that, it doesn't work. The only way that this is going to be successful is if we cut off their food and make the people kill Wolfram in his castle.
But you'll be hurting the citizens of Wormwood as well.
Admiral Day does not try to deny this. They simply communicate to you through images of the people suffering now that the suffering will be less. There's going to be bad stuff no matter what, but she's thought about this, and like, this is the way of least suffering as far as she's concerned.
But you have to recognize there's a better way. We could work together, and you could stay quiet until the time comes to strike back against the God King, and then reveal yourself.
Admiral Day shows you two images, specifically in contrast, as if they are a choice. One is you, in chains, in a prison cell, as a bargaining chip to try to force the God King's hand. The other is you in resplendent, badass armor as you lead a military force against the conduits who are threatening other countries after your glorious victory against your father.
Want to cast invisibility and run?
Yeah, Admiral Day casts Counterspell, and immediately people are dogpiling you.
Can I cast... Can I cast Sleep and try to make it so they fall asleep?
Yeah, so you can cast Sleep, and also you put a bunch of soldiers to sleep, but Admiral Day is absolutely balanced to be a boss encounter for the entire party. So, I mean, we're at chunky salsa as far as you being beaten into unconsciousness goes.
I want it to be known I go down firing every spell I can, because fuck you, that's why.
All right, I mean, it's very cool. Sabrina, like, takes out multiple soldiers.
Dinky floating cape bitch.
Admiral Day just like, so the way Admiral Day actually knocks you out specifically is they have this flaming green greatsword, and they just swing it, and there's just a wave of force, and as it blows you back 10 feet. And as you hit the ground, you're knocked unconscious as your head bounces off the salt.
Cool.
Oakley dokley.
Splitting the party always goes well.
Listen.
I brought your kid back, you ungrateful skank cannon.
That is my new favorite insult. Skank cannon.
All right, back with the crew of the Romance Dawn. Do we want to roll to fix this skiff? Oh, wait, Vindrass has mending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Laura, paint me a little image of Vindrass's garage.
Ooh, do you have denim overalls?
Oh, 100% that is an option.
And like a little bandana you're wearing is like a little Rosie the Riveter headband.
I think that the Vindrass has definitely got like a set of overalls with way too many pockets. So that, like, you know, one thing can be being tightened while the other set of hands is rooting around being like, now where the fuck did I leave that spanner?
You have a savory snack in one pocket, a sweet snack in another.
Yeah, it's perfect. So yeah, just Vindrass is getting to work. I recognize the spell mending does not require tools, but still, this is the mental image I have.
It's very cute.
Okay, so Khorton specifically didn't want to make a rousing speech to get the moles on his side. He wants to let them choose, and I bet plenty of them choose to just take over the iron mine and work it for themselves, or try to find other people who will and just like take the owner's house and have a mansion, because why wouldn't you? But there are probably some who do want to fight. Do any of you do anything to try to recruit or coordinate with this force?
Yeah, Khorton is going to go out amongst the people and try to have some conversations and convince people that, everybody else can be as liberated as they are right now. Freedom means having the choice, and, no one's going to press gang them into any sort of servitude, but someone else might come along and take this back. And it's only if we're all free that that's going to be prevented.
While this is going on, Vindrass is going to take a brief break from fixing this skiff up to start doing some sketching of more of Khorton's wonderful deeds. The liberation of the mine and the preaching to the people.
16? My dice rolls are terrible. It's with a +8.
I was looking for 15, though, so you do succeed. And I would say the bulk of the people here want to see justice and help liberate other moles. So while there are people who stay behind and, do their own thing here, you get a significant...
And we'll, work out, reasonable arrangements for them to supply the revolution, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But
What do I...
No doubt at all.
What do I have to roll to try and create some artwork out of this spiritual moment of Khorton's journey?
Yeah, once again, Vindrass does not have proficiency with any artistic tools, although I think at some point you should try to do that. Maybe we should roll something. I'd say rule of threes. This is the third time you've done this.
Yeah.
Why don't we add to your proficiencies box proficiency with art tools? I think 3 times is a narratively satisfying way to do that.
Hell yeah.
So plus 3, I believe, at your level.
13. No, 16.
Yep, 16's it. Once again, looking for 15 to make something beautiful. So the drawing you did of the white glass demon was good. The drawing you did of Khorton and the Gore Fields was bad.
That one's just for Vindrass now.
This one is like your first truly great art. Like people will say, like beyond its religious significance, this one actually is.
Oh my god!
really
is it
good
her
art.
Sistine Chapel?
Oh no, we're looking for 20 for the Sistine Chapel.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Everyone knows he crit on that.
he really did.
But yeah, this is nice. Do you want to describe what you create?
Yeah, so I think this is sort of like a combination of a couple of scenes in one piece of art where you sort of mural them together into one piece. And you've got scenes of the initial fighting off of the group of slavers. You've got the destruction of the ground and the iron golem falling through, and then you've got Khorton at the end, sort of talking to everyone and being like, yes, you're welcome to come with us, but also we will assist you if you want to just take over what once you were forced to be here. And it's just trying to tell this little 3-act tableau in a single work of art, blending between the 3.
All right, add that to your equipment. Lola and Gentleman Bramwell, anything you do here before we leave?
So Lola's not really into large groups of people. So Lola's gonna be taking the initiative to just check up on all the animals. So like my babies, my children, make sure they're all good. Animal handling, yeah, check on the sources. 18!
Incredible, yep. So you do great. Why don't you describe what you do, and then we'll see if I can think of a benefit for that.
So I'm gonna go ahead and like check the sources, like shoes. Do they have horseshoes? Short shoes?
They can if you want.
Yeah, I just wanna like make sure there's like, oh, this one's a little messed up. Let me pull a stick out of here. Oh, would you like some bloody oats? You know you do.
It sounds like what you want to have is advantage on the next vehicle proficiency check, as all the animals are fresh and taken care of.
Yes. That's good. We need that so badly.
Sounds good.
Let me put that in my guy. Oh, yeah, and just, dusting off Sandra. She got a lot of pecking in.
So Bramwell is going to take an opportunity to talk to the other members of the crew. Young, Weaver, Zur, all those individuals, and basically sort of give like a proud feedback over their actions during the fight, as this sort of quartermaster giving like I really like the use of pincer techniques there. Sir, good use of the high ground. Like, really just complimentary of everybody's abilities and formations and tactics.
Yeah, they all are. I mean, so on the episode we did where the NPCs went off on their own, we saw Young become more confident. We saw Staples mellow a little bit. We saw Weaver throw a lot of things. And I think all these characters are more coming into their own. It was actually Zur, I think, who killed the Pelican with his knives. So he's better than ever. And I think more confident.
Did he ever get that cigarette?
I don't know if tobacco is a priority here in the post-apocalypse, but I was going to say that Zur is a little bit more chill about his masculinity after having the opportunity to kill a man with knives. So
Yeah, it's it makes you feel a lot better when you just kill a man with knives, I guess.
I mean, this isn't a lesson we should teach children, but I do think Zur is comes over to you, Lola, and is like, hey, sorry about being fucking weird before. I feel a lot better now. Pew, pew, pew.
Oh, what changed?
I killed a man with knives.
Oh, hell yeah. That's one of the best ways to kill a man.
It's top 3 for sure.
Yeah, knives, quills, slash projectiles. Projectiles are all on their own. And a third secret method that I haven't decided yet.
Oh, you and your secrets.
Staples says total body inversion.
What does that even mean?
You turn them inside out.
Oh, yeah. What in infusion? What'd you say?
Total body inversion. She's getting closer
Total
now. She was
body
yelling
infusion.
that. Total
This
body
sounds
inversion.
It sounds like some hippie shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
That sounds like some hippie shit.
I don't know what kind of crunchy granola thing you got on to you, Staples, but I'm okay.
Yeah, I think at this point, Weaver exits the tool shed, and there's just a billowing smoke behind him as a bunch of the moles have hotboxed the entire shed.
Oh, I want to go in there. I'm gonna go in there.
Okay.
See ya in like an hour. Bye. Bye. The animals are not coming with me because it's not good for them.
While Lola does that, Young goes over to Bramwell, who's complimenting everybody, and says, I saw that technique you did where you took out the towers together. That was great thinking.
It was excellent thinking, and I appreciate your bravery and bravado when it came to striking when the moment needed to be struck upon.
Yeah, I was inspired because we were in this warehouse and a bomb went off, and then I drove through a wall. Staples was really the one who goaded me on. She was totally covered in gore at the time, and it was very inspiring.
Nonsense! No one can force you to do anything. It all, at its core, comes from your heart. And Bramwell's going to point to what he thinks is where a Thrycreen heart is, and then is clearly unsure of himself, so kind of starts moving his finger around in different directions of the abdomen.
Yeah, I think we have an open circulatory thing kind of going. It's fine. Thank you for the
Tell him about the head.
Oh, I think we can keep that to myself. So everybody's having a great time, actually. If everybody wants to roll hit dice, I don't think people took much damage during that fight. You had a great...
I literally took 2 damage.
Is there a short rest involved on the trip back?
Oh, short rest is now.
Okay, then I'm gonna get me some hit points for being who I am. Cool.
Nothing touched me. I'm good.
The other thing Khorton's gonna do is collect Hendrick's cane sword as a souvenir.
Can I have his hat?
I think that's at least a +1. Can you think of any other abilities we could give it? That was really an oversight of mine that I didn't give this any cool abilities.
I think it should get advantage on its first use in combat.
I love that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
because
very
it's a
cool.
surprise. Sick. Khorton.
I was it could be a disguise you thing, because you could be like, oh, I have a cane, and then you're like, haha, I can walk and I can stab you.
But before, you just had generic sword with no backstory. This is a much cooler thing for Khorton to have.
Yep.
So Khorton, as you test out your new sword cane, someone runs over to you and says, hey, nose guy, there's a messenger here looking for you folk, apparently.
Okay, bring them here.
Well, I can't really bring them. They're an illusion or some kind of projection. But yeah. Anyway.
Oh. Okay. Well then, lead on, I guess.
The party is led back kind of to where the guard towers were brought down, and you see shimmering in the dawn light because the sun is finally coming out, and the red lights bleeding over the landscape behind this scene. You see a kind of shimmering illusion of Corporal Day, Lima Day.
Oh.
That's not a good sign.
Hello again, it's me. Remember me? I'm Corporal Day. You knocked me out with a big hammer and then tied me to a barn, and then you went rooting around in my mind? Good times.
I thought you were Private Day.
Nope, private's the lowest rank in the military. I'm a little bit above. Some people say it's nepotism because my mom's the admiral, but I earned it. I've gone on a bunch of cool missions.
Hey. I hate to tell you, it is 110% nepotism.
So then, I take it Sabrina made it back safely with you to your mother.
Lola's gonna hide behind Khorton.
First of all, I would fight you over the nepotism comment, but I'm a projection right now. But to your question, yes, I'm back with my mom. She's the one projecting this. I actually don't know this spell. It's a very cool spell.
Hey, the nepotism thing, the amount your ass got kicked, it's nepotism.
All right, well, write that down. You and I have beef now. We'll figure that out later, but I came with to talk about something else.
And, pardon her, what did you want to speak about?
Yeah, we have Sabrina Wolfram, the little kid. Well, hostage is a really strong word. She's our involuntary friend.
Prisoner.
Yep, let's go with that one. Yep. She's in our camp. My mom's in her mind right now, looking around in there. My understanding is that you're at a bit of a crossroads. Apparently, you are going to try a pincer attack and bring your army from one direction while Amy brings her army from the other direction and sandwich us, and there's going to be a big fight, which sounds bad. 2 directions, outnumbered. We don't love it. But we do have Sabrina, so that's good for us.
Yeah, you have the 10-year-old girl who shanghaied my life for weeks on end and made me
Wait,
lose
what's Shanghai?
my notes.
Hold on, hold the phone. What's Shanghai?
Sorry.
That's a thing I would love to know about if you have, like, maybe the Wikipedia page pulled up for me.
Yeah. So you have the person who has been a liability, but I'm sure she won't be. I'm sure she won't cause problems for you.
Yeah, tell me about it. That girl's a problem everywhere she goes. You know what? Frankly, I feel a whole lot safer knowing she's in your camp.
Oh, okay, I see. It's like a reverse psychology thing where you make us think you don't want her. That's fine. I mean, we're in her mind. We've seen how many times she's hugged you, Khorton. Frankly, you guys are hugging a lot. It's a very father-daughter. It's a little on the nose as far as emotional arcs go, but whatever. It's not my job.
Yeah, listen. I can't control how other people feel about me. Have you looked at me? I mean, come on. It's out of my hands. But it doesn't change the fact that you can keep her. So, are we packing up?
Please don't talk about your body when my mom is in our minds. That's not great.
Oh,
for me.
What's your mom look like?
Oh, you don't like that? You don't want your mom to hear about your urges?
Oh, I hate this. Okay, I just came to give you this message, which is, I mean, we're not going to kill this kid. That's psychotic. We're the good guys, obviously. But,
Obviously.
But she's very valuable. She's the God King's daughter. We're going to keep this prisoner. Here's the thing, is that you're probably still going to attack us, which we don't love. And from both sides, we're going to take a lot of casualties. It's bad for us. So I guess the deal is, if you bring us Amy, we'll give you back Sabrina.
How about you give us back Sabrina and then we don't kick your ass?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I guess we'll see you in a bit then.
Yeah.
Right? Cool. Yeah, we're moving.
The thing is, we wouldn't be walking away if she'd earned that position, but because she only got it through nepotism, what do we care?
Hire a messenger that's not your fucking kid.
I want to say at this point, Gentleman Bramwell, because of your background, which lets you know about the leaders of factions, I would say that you are well aware that Admiral Day is a serious combatant, and that this boss fight is going to be very difficult. Not that Amy won't be difficult, but the choice is clearest to you, which is we are going to have a full-out war culminating in a boss fight against this pleroma, Admiral Day, or you can sneak back into camp, take Amy alive, and deliver her in a prisoner exchange. Those are kind of the two ways this shakes out.
but I don't imagine that she would take too kindly to us offering her sister in her place. As much as she despises her, I don't imagine she wants that sort of situation to fall someone else.
Also, fuck those guys. They just want to kill people for, things they might not always be able to control. I don't like them. We should shoot them all in the head. What? What? I didn't say anything.
I also don't like the idea of giving up who is, for the short term at least, a powerful ally.
Yeah, betrayal's never fun.
Yeah. And these kind of prisoner trades never go well, even if we were gonna try and do them, because it'll always be like, you give it that person first, and no, we're gonna fight anyway. It always devolves into fighting.
And it's gonna be a trap.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a trap. It's probably gonna be
No, I remember a time I was trying to get my pants back from a group of ruffians who had taken them, from the hotel room, and You hold out the coin purse and you hold out your hand and you expect that they're going to drop the pants into your hand when you drop the coin purse, but they don't do it. They just run off with your pants and make you chase them for blocks.
Why'd they steal your pants? How valuable were the pants?
So...
Okay. So that it seems like it's decided that the finale of the Gore Fields arc is going to be an all-out battle between the forces of the Aethar, who seek to control the land to overthrow God King Wolfram, and the forces of Amy Wolfram, who you're supporting only insofar as you intend to betray her later and give control of Wormwood to the oppressed peoples.
Yeah, that's about the long and short of it.
Well summarized.
All right, it's time to roll initiative as the battle is about to begin. The first thing you see is on the distant horizon, a column of ash rise up to the sky as Amy signals that her forces are ready to deploy. Your forces send a column of ash in response, not as impressive as hers as an astronaut, but there are people in your group who have magic and people who can start fires, so you do your best. Then everybody mounts up into the available skiffs, the ones you brought and the ones that are here at the mines, and all the moles who are willing and able to fight jump aboard and get their weapons ready to clash in the middle of the salt flats. Most of the people involved in this fight are going to be in skiffs. It's going to be basically a naval battle on salt instead of water. Admiral Day is known for her skillful command of this fleet of skiffs. You see as you approach that all their armor is painted black and white, almost like in a zebra pattern, symbolizing the forces of law and chaos coming together to defeat the evil gods. All these armored vessels are bristling with automatic crossbows, much like Lola's, but sized up to vehicle proportions and ready to fire on the approaching armies. In the middle of the formation, because she knows she's going to be flanked, she has her vessels on both sides of her most important flagship, the HMS Abraham, where the admiral and her daughter, Lima Day, are stationed, as well as the prisoner, Sabrina Wolfram, is being kept.
Khorton's going to give heroism to Gentleman Bramwell.
Vindrass is going to cast Spirit Guardians and just get some cool spirits floating around the skiff. Get a nice protective barrier going.
Yeah, read that to the audience.
You call forth spirits to protect you. They flit around you to a distance of 15 feet for the duration. Depending on your alignment, they could be like angelic or fey. They're just spirits. Yeah, any creature who's affected by this spell who comes into the range of these spirits has their speed halved, and the first time it enters or starts its turn in that circle has to make a wisdom saving throw or take a bunch of radiant damage or necrotic damage depending on your alignment.
All right, so Khorton gives everybody courage. Vindrass makes a tornado of ghosts around your ship.
What's your AC looking like right now, Khorton?
12.
All right, so I'm gonna cast Bark Skin on Khorton. Just touch a willing creature, and for the duration of the spell, their skin will be barky. Which is not what it says in the book, but you know what I mean. And their AC cannot be less than 16, regardless of armor.
Nice.
So you have a strong skin now.
I got thick, barky skin.
So it's barky as hell.
All right, and I think as you get closer, you see Sabrina is tied to the mast, very much like Lima was tied to the support beam in the barn. It's like a deliberate cinematic parallel.
Oh my god.
Because the Aethar won the initiative, everyone dexterity saving throw as they blot out the sun with arrows.
Is this what we get advantage on?
Yes, you get advantage because of your vehicle proficiency.
15.
16.
19.
17.
Everyone succeeds. 1 damage, rounded down. Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
So yeah, the Romance Dawn and Thriller Bark maneuver easily, or just their armor repels these missiles. That's the first thing. It's the Aethar have more attacks, but the two groups have to get closer before anything serious happens. It's Lola's turn as
I'm gonna try to help get a Sabrina released.
Oh, you're so far away from Sabrina that's not even going to enter. Yeah.
Okay, so I can't shoot her ropes yet.
Yeah,
Dang.
this is a huge, like, Helm's Deep end of the Two Towers battle scene with 3 armies clashing. It will climax with you getting to Sabrina, but right now, that is not a concern.
I'm just gonna shoot
Yep.
things.
You should.
That's all I'm gonna do. But I'm just gonna do all 3 shooties. 13, 19, 16.
All those hit. Lola, you just start shooting the people that are
I'm
on the...
so good at shooting.
You're the master and commander.
I love to be both. So that's gonna be 8, 4, 11, 23. So that's 23 damage.
Wow, that's very good. The people return fire on you at the end of your turn. 22, that's going to hit.
It does hit.
6 damage as a arrow catches you. Basically, this is like a full Pirates of the Caribbean, just dozens of ships all shooting at each other kind of thing. So there's just a hail of arrows at all time, and you take one as you nail 3 people with quills, and they go down. So you did very well.
Hell yeah.
Vindrass.
Hey! Vindrass wants to attempt to use the skiff and its tornado of ghosts around it proactively. So the intention is to try and get as close as possible to the Aethar in order to trigger them being in the range of spirit guardians.
Hell yeah. So the way that works is when someone enters the radius, they take damage. And so it's radiant damage, 3d8. They have to make a wisdom save, which I will do now. 16.
That saves. They still take half damage, I think? Yeah, they still take half damage. Cool.
So the Romance Dawn, like, gets really close, like, pulls up alongside a ship, and there's just this, like, wave of spirits washes across the deck and basically burns a bunch of people with their radiance. It's basically holy damage.
Oh my god, do we Tokyo Drift?
That's what Vindrass is trying to do.
All right, 16.
Yeah. And any if they don't move out before their turn starts, they take 3d8 again for starting the turn within the ghost circle.
All right, they're gonna shoot you, Vindrass. Crit.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Sure.
Yep. You take 10 damage. I got a 1 on that dice. Very lucky for you.
Yeah, cool, thanks.
Khorton, your turn.
All right, so Khorton's going to take an opportunity as soon as the boat has sidled up onto this other one to jump over to it.
Sick.
Holding his cane in the air, screaming, blessed, oh, they're mad, they're completely mad over there. And then attack.
Yep. So advantage because of your deception as you quickly draw from your sheath and slice them before they even know what's going on.
And that's there. 18.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 11 damage.
All right, so the Aethar forces are almost halfway defeated before we even go around once. It's Gentleman Bramwell's turn, but at the end they're going to shoot you, Khorton, as you cut some people down. That's a 6, so that's a miss. Your deception is completely successful. Actually, I think with the flavor is no one even gets a shot off before you draw your cane and cut them down.
Nice.
Bramwell.
I guess I'll try to punch a boat.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's the energy I want. Boat. Punch,
16.
Boat. Punch. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sure, roll damage.
just charge a skiff with preposterous and tip it over.
Mooses are so huge.
7 damage.
All right, not very much, but you did some. Anything else in your turn?
Nope.
All right. So Preposterous tips over a skiff and keeps going, and we're back to the Aethar. Everyone dexterity saving throw as the sky rains arrows.
20.
10.
10.
7.
So only Bramwell fails. He takes 5 damage as an arrow hits him, but he does not even get moved in his saddle because he has the knight ability where he's very difficult to unmount.
So I thought of a really cute way to describe the thing I'm doing, which is just shooting a lot. But I like to think why Lola keeps getting better and better and more efficient is every new animal helps in the process. So now Sandra will like pull the quills out of Stuart, right? And then she'll pass them to Bradley, the Pangloris, because they've got little hands. And so while I'm aiming, Bradley like refills my crossbow, and then Sloth Green is on my back for cure wound smooches if I need them. I'm gonna roll, so that's a 14, a 9, and a 25.
And for adorable support.
Yeah. What'd you say?
14 and 25 hit.
Hell yeah, I love to hit. That's gonna be 14 damage.
All right, and you get an attack on you. 21, that's going to hit.
It sure does.
Lola, you take 6 damage. You get hit with another arrow.
Okay.
Vindrass, it's your turn. I believe Spirit Guardians is concentration.
It is concentration.
So I need to make a wisdom saving throw as your ghosts move to another boat and begin melting the people on there.
Yep, let's see how dead they are.
11, that's a failure, so that's the full 3d8 radiant damage.
Yeah, let's get that damage rolling. 17 damage.
All right, so the skiff continues, and any other enemy skiff which gets close enters your cloud of spirits, and they all are just... I mean, you described to me the effect on the flesh of this.
Oh, it's like the worst imaginable sunburn. Sunburn turned up to the nth degree.
Oh no.
There's just some real flesh searing going on. It's just too radiant.
It's a bad time to have flesh. They're going to shoot you. Vindrass, that's a 7. That's pathetic.
Yeah, that's not even close.
They're terrible.
It's like just a paper spitball bounces off you. And it's Khorton's turn.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess Khorton's gonna guide his skiff along that he's commandeered to another skiff and attack the people on that one.
All right.
Well, I was kind of hoping this would be over by now. We could have moved on.
We're doing really good killing today, guys.
Yeah, we really are. We really are.
Top-notch murder.
But that's only a 10 on that attack, so.
Nope, that's not going to do it.
Nope.
So you try to ram a skiff with your skiff, and they dodge out of the way because you're not as talented a pilot as they are. But you see in the distance, Amy's forces have arrived, and I mean, Amy's laying waste to people on her side of the battlefield. You just see columns of ash erupt out of the ground as entire crews are just completely vaporized.
Oh, good. The cavalry is here.
Gentleman Bramwell, actually, Khorton, you're going to take an arrow. Oops, at the 10, that's going to miss. I accidentally double-clicked. That 22 is nothing. Woo! Gentleman Bramwell, your turn.
I guess I'll have Preposterous jump onto another ship. And just charge people and just, like, run up and down the ship, crushing people. Just break.
Yep.
Just dead. Just murder them.
All right.
15? No, sorry, 18.
18 hits.
And then 23 and 11.
I'm looking for 15 to end this phase of the fight.
27.
There's a lot of blood on our hands.
Hey, it's not on my hands, it's on my ghost's hands. Ghosts, what did you do there?
Come on. I mean, it's not. I'm not even mad about it. Just wow, look at all that blood that we spilled. All right, let's go do some more now.
So as the Romance Dawn finally gets to the lead ship of the Aethar, you see Admiral Day like standing on the deck.
She didn't have legs.
Yeah, she does. This image is cropped from a Pathfinder book.
Fine. Okay.
But yeah, she's a person made out of the night sky, but she's wearing the admiral's uniform, and she has a flaming green greatsword. And she's ready to fight. Her daughter Lima is there. She is just a robot frog person, and Sabrina is tied to the mast. That's the combat situation. They see you coming towards them, and Admiral Day projects into all of your minds an image, and that is of Amy Wolfram.
Uh-oh.
And you see Amy shaking with rage. You see ash falling from her hair. You see embers kind of coming off of her skin. And she raises her knife up and she plunges it down into somebody on the ground.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
That seems like normal Amy behavior.
You see Amy take a couple of steps back, like blood dripping off her knife. And you hear the person on the ground in front of her just say, with their dying breath, "It's okay. You're okay." And Amy just whispers under her breath, I'm sorry, Mom."
What in tarnation?